I've heard a couple people even say we shouldn't even be celebrating Black History Month, which I felt where they was coming from, bro. No, bro.
People fed up, ain't it?
We're going to celebrate Black History Month.
And it could be, we could say it's all year round, which is true. But, you know, if it's our month, we gotta do, you know what I'm saying? We got to do due diligence for it.
Put on for our people now.
For sure.
But we got 13. Go ahead, Jimmy, tell them.
Oh, no, I was finna just roll on. You straight, bring it in.
13 Black Facts.
For sure. Black History Month facts for every day of the year. Week, month, excuse me.
All right, you want to go first?
Yes, sir, I could go first. I tried to keep it media-ish, journalism writing-ish on this one, so I'm going to just go ahead and start with the first one. And a lot of them was intriguing to me, like this first one. It say The Proud Family was Disney Channel's first original animated series about the life of a young black girl, 14-year-old Penny Proud. Now, The Proud Family is in my top 2 cartoons of all time, so hey, bro, I love that fact.
Love The Proud Family. And I love Penny Proud to this day, bro.
Man, I think they rebooting it. If they haven't already, they about to reboot that.
Man, shout out to Kyla Pratt.
I love Proud Family, bro. That's I can watch that all day.
All right, man. Rebecca Lee Crumpler was the first black woman to become a doctor of medicine in the United States. After moving to Charleston, Massachusetts in 1852, Rebecca worked as a nurse for 8 years. At that time, the lack of official schools of nursing meant she was required no formal training for the job, you feel me? But she certainly wasn't afraid of some of the hard work. She was admitted into the New England Female Medical College in 1860 and graduated 4 years later with an MD.
Okay. Shout out to her. Rebecca Crumpler, you said?
Yeah.
Hey, paid away.
Rebecca
Lee Crumpler paid away, man.
Facts.
Shout out to her. I got on August 10th, 2012, Tyler Perry's House of Pain surpassed the Jeffersons, surprising to me because, man, you know how long the Jeffersons been running.
Ooh.
Became the longest running sitcom with a predominantly African-American cast in the history of American television in terms of number of episodes. They was knocking them episodes out.
Man, shout out Tyler Perry.
For sure.
From going from homeless to a billionaire. You feel me? I don't think we highlight that enough.
Real talk.
All right, Phyllis Wheatley was only 12 when she became the first African-American female that's authored and published. All right, now, it say despite Wheatley's fame, we know surprisingly little about her early life. So basically, she was taken from Africa. They say she was around 7 or 8 years old, but they don't know for sure. Mm-hmm. And she was sold to the Wheatley family in Boston. They say the family taught her how to read and write and encouraged her to write poetry. And as soon as they witnessed her talent for it, they helped her publish her first poem, which was done in 1773. And she was 12 years old.
And it's kind of crazy to me, bro. Like, you say sold, like people, people get sold, bro. That's so crazy.
She was taken from Africa when she was 7 or 8. So just think, okay, let's just say she was 8 years old. Within 4 years, she learned how to read and write, bro, and author her first poem.
For real, and I'm just sitting here thinking, bro, being that young, being taken from your family, bro. You got a family over here.
Traumatized.
That's crazy, bro.
Traumatized.
That's crazy, man. Shout out to our ones that came before us, bro.
Facts.
That's all I'm gonna say. But former journalist Don Cornelius may have seemed like an unlikely person to bring a music dance show to TV, but in wanting to showcase black positivity on a national scale, he created a lasting legacy. And we know where this going. Soul Train, man. Shout out Soul Train. I used to love watching that show early in the
Saturday mornings.
Early, boy. Watching that. The good vibes all around the crib, bro. All you got to do is turn that. That was like your stereo. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That was like the stereo before it really got popularized. But, yeah, longest running black-owned TV show. Brought black entertainers like Aretha Franklin, James Brown, and a myriad of other artists to a broad audience. And at the same time, taught the country how to dance. For sure could taught people how to dance, bro. Kids, mamas, aunties, uncles, everybody was on there. Even my people used to go to Soul Train all the time.
And bust what they call it, bust a rug, cut a rug.
For real, hitting straight splits, all that on that. Shout out Soul Train. Long live Don Cornelius, man. A long lasting legend, man.
All right, now this fact was something that I didn't know because we all have heard the "I Have a Dream" speech.
For sure.
So basically, Martin Luther King, he was allotted 5 minutes to get his speech, and the original wording of "I have a dream" wasn't included in the in what he gave to the media. So basically, the media had a different copy, and they told him only 25,000 people was to show up at the protest. And they say Martin Luther King felt the type of way about this, but it swelled to over 250,000 people as he began to, give his speech. And then they say maybe he was motivated by all the people that was out there, that he added the "I have a dream" into the speech, but it wasn't supposed to be in there from what they reported.
Oh, dang. So he just say, no, I had a dream.
Got up there and improvised.
That's what's up, though, man.
Freestyle that joint.
Shout out MLK for sure.
Big facts.
And Gwendolyn Brooks became the first black person to win a Pulitzer Prize in 1950 for her book Annie Allen, which chronicles the evolution of a young black girl into womanhood through poetry. Shout out Gwendolyn Brooks, one of the most influential writers I ever encountered, and I never knew she was the first one to win a Pulitzer Prize, so shout out to her.
Now, this is something I definitely have never heard of. We all have heard of the name Josephine Baker and her greatness, you feel me? But they say back in World War II, she was a spy for the French.
For sure.
She married a French man in 1940, and she renounced her citizenship and became a French citizen, and later on went to be a spy. They say she was eavesdropping at various embassy events and balls. So shout out to her. It's very difficult to be a spy, bro. Let alone a black spy.
I was gonna ask, like, what was the early type of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was your duties as a spy? Like, just come in, act like you don't know nothing, and take everything?
Man, so basically, you would be around the people that got the information, the movers and shakers. So in World War II, I'm assuming she was around other military higher ups, giving her own, celebrity status. So she was able to be in rooms that most people wouldn't be in. She would just listen to conversations and bring them babies back.
Because I know what it is now, because, everything advanced now. But I'm like, I used to always wonder back then, like, what they bring out the binoculars, like, what type of spy are they? So they really in these rooms. So, okay, that's good information to know. See, that's why I like this.
Find out Josephine Baker was a spy.
For real. Because I don't know anything about black history, and I like these type of things. But known as the first African-American professional photographer, Gordon Parks was hired by Life magazine as their first black staff photographer in 1948 after publishing a photo essay on the life of a Harlem gang leader. He remained at the magazine for 2 decades, where he took photos of everyone from Muhammad Ali to Malcolm X.
Shout out Malcolm X.
Paid away.
Shout out all the photos he took.
For sure.
Now, 9 months before Rosa Parks, there was a young girl named Claudette Colvin.
Man, I just seen something on that.
On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat. But like I say, 9 months before that, on March 2nd, 1955, the 15-year-old was riding a city bus after a long day at school. A white passenger boarded, and the bus driver ordered her to give up her seat. Of course, she refused, and she said, "I felt like Sojourner Truth was pushing down on my shoulders, and Harriet Tubman was pushing down on the other. I was glued to my seat," and she did not give it up.
And I heard that it would her situation wouldn't have gained the national attention that it was supposed to receive compared to Rosa Parks, and Rosa Parks was already with the NAACP during the time of that. So, her situation sparked the nationwide unrest. But yeah, you learn something new every day, bro. For sure. And I got Bars Fight, written by poet and activist Lucy Terry in 1746, was the first known poem written by a black American. Terry was enslaved in Rhode Island as a toddler, but became free at age 26 after marrying a free black man.
All right, now this fact right here is sad that I have never heard of this, and I don't know that. So I'm going to put that more on myself than anybody else. But it say Shirley Chisholm was the first black person to run for president, and they tried to kill her on 3 separate occasions. It say she was the first black woman elected to Congress in 1968, and after 4 years as a New York representative of the 12th Congressional District, she decided to run for presidency. Of course, she didn't win, but just to know that a black woman ran to be a president in 1968 is something that I would like to know. And to know that they tried to kill her on 3 different occasions is crazy, bro.
Insane out here, Brody.
Crazy.
For sure. And I got my last fact, 7th fact. Clotel of the President's Daughter was the first novel published by an African American in 1853. It was written by abolitionist and lecturer William Wells Brown. Hey, black literature came a long way. Shout out to the ones before us, like I said before.
It's crazy that it's so much. It's a million Black History facts out here that we have no idea that happened, which is a reason why Black History Month is important, which is a reason why Black history should be taught in schools, which is the reason why we should learn these things throughout the year.
For real.
And we can't, at this point, we can't say it's on anybody. We had a artist in here yesterday, Dundee, and he said that he went to school in Houston, and he said for history they learned Houston history. They didn't learn the world's history; they learned about Houston. So I think it's on us to further educate the young, just so they know where they come from, just so they can see these faces and know, man, greatness started at a young age. It don't take till you 40 to be great. You can be great at 12 years old. For real,
and we still through a lot of avenues in life, we still live in Black history, you know. So remain knowledgeable of our situations, man. Remain open to know what came before us, because that's always important. A lot of things and situations, people will think like this stuff not important to learn, but man, we was only taught several faces, you know, the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's, the Madam C.J. Walkers, you know what I'm saying? And that's where, to me, that's where it was left at. You know, it's important to learn their history as well, but it's so much further and beyond that we can just know, bro, and just lecture ourselves on. That might inspire us, bro. People was doing this with no internet, no rights, no right to vote. You know what I'm saying? No right to even go off their plantation. You know what I'm saying? People couldn't just roam this world, you know. So, man, bro, it's just I love Black history. I love learning new things about it. So, man, shout out to the 13 Black History Month facts.